Hello, everybody, and welcome to the back nine of the Lucky Ace Open here at Turkey Ridge Disc Golf Course in Seguin, Texas. I am AJ Quebe, joined by my partner, Darren Young. What's going on, man?
Yep. Thanks for coming back. It's getting tight here on the back nine. Fun course. We've seen a lot of fun shots in the front. And of course, again, as a reminder, we got Jay with us. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, y'all?
Having a lot of fun watching these dudes struggle because this course is mean, but it's the best kind of mean, especially if you're a disc golf fan, because we have the front nine, which is, according to I think what you were saying stat-wise, Darren, the harder of the two nines.
Certainly the harder of the two nines. We'll see some more shots into the woods and then some more shots in the open in the back. But the back nine is the one that the guys are going to attack a bit more. We're going to see a few more birdies, probably a few less bogeys, so be fun to watch. Let's take a quick look at our leaderboard. So as a reminder, Mason and Zach, bit separation from the field, -6, -5, but Kyle Barnhouse storming from the chase card with a really hot front nine at 5 under. So definitely don't count him out for the back nine. You know, if he continues that work, then we could see some fireworks in the back. And also don't count out Fredy either. You know, if he gets things going, start mixing the putts, then we can definitely see some fireworks. So it's gonna be a fun close to the round. But let's go ahead and jump into hole number 10. This is one of the easier holes in the course. It is an island hole, so 329 feet, but it's pretty severely downhill. So you're gonna see a lot of mid ranges or putters just to control the speed. The green is fairly small. I think it's at its largest is around 35 feet or so. That's on the front side. The back side only 15 feet away from the basket. So you're going to see a lot of, again, mid-ranges or putters to control speed. If you land on the green, you got to get your birdie. In fact, this is the second easiest hole in the course.
That makes sense. I buy that.
Ready, hanging it wide enough, looks like.
If it sticks in the ground. Ooh, that. I gotta wait for the graphic. I don't even know if that's OB.
Close.
Yeah, it's close either way.
Looks like the tailwind might help him a hair. In terms of trying to spike it in as close as they can to the pin without going. Obviously,
sure,
OB.
yeah.
Same with what Fredy
Yeah,
was.
tailwind's going to help for sure. I mean, it'll help to swing the disc back in over the out of bounds, but might, and like in Fredy's case, get a little speed coming into the green that you don't want.
He swings real wide.
And it's moving. Yeah, great shot. Of the 24 players in the MPO field, 14 getting birdie here. So definitely one you want to get. Nice little look at the gallery that's kind of starting to form.
For sure.
For a random B tier in the middle of the outskirts of nowhere, you got quite the crowd forming for sure.
That's got to be like one of my favorite things too about disc golf. When you go to these amazing properties and you're traveling there and you're in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden there's always that point where all of a sudden you just realize like it opens up and I'm on a disc golf course.
Yeah, right. It's
Absolutely.
like a little cool
Absolutely.
secret hideaway. That's a phenomenal throw.
Yeah, great shot from Mason. Great speed control.
Easy birdie for him.
But I mean, it's hard to overstate how in the middle of nowhere this place is because like it was like we turned off the highway and we still had 6 miles to go, and then the 6 miles to go was like 14 turns and then through sand and everything. It just so out in the middle of nowhere. But like then you get here, like Jay said, and it's like this is awesome.
That's an awesome throw too to my dark horse.
Yeah. Great job, Guthrie. Take a look at Fredy's
They're
shot.
eyeing it in, see what they want to call.
Looks out, but it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, you're not lying. That's almost the good or the fun part is like you're like, oh, I'm about to hit a good disc golf course because I'm in the boonies, and that just means I'm going deep into the woods and the forest, and that's my favorite kind of disc golf is.
This is so
give me
close.
some trees.
All right, Darren, is that in or out? What are you calling? OB.
I don't. They call it OB. I could see it going either way. That was super close. Obviously the only thing that matters is the two. Ooh,
He almost drilled that.
Wow. But
With
yeah,
the
that's
wind,
one that could go
yeah.
either way. Guthrie.
Little
The
grip
wind
line.
pushed that out
I
of
mean,
his
yeah,
hand.
that's a hard putt at that point with how fast that wind's blowing.
Right. There you go, Zach.
Right in the heart.
Yep. Continuing this strong front nine. And with Mason, around, say, 20 feet or so, definitely got to continue. It's kind of becoming a match play a little bit, right? You know who you're wanting to beat. You got them right with you. Just got to stay even. So, nice work from Mason. Nice work from Nash. Zachary to get birdies on 10.
There you go.
Good putt from Guthrie. And Fredy will tap in for his bogey. Literally like an inch away from, pretty simple birdie.
When everyone gathers around, you're like, ugh, this is going to be a call.
Here we are. This is the beast of this course. 1,108-foot par 5. So this one, a little unique in that there are no islands. This one just a straight fairway the whole way, although it is tight, and kind of like a backwards version is instead of an island to land in, you've got an island of out of bounds. So we got one right in front of us. This little area right here is out of bounds, so right or left of it's safe, and then in the middle of it's out of bounds. So you'll see a lot of shots that kind of want to be short of this, or maybe some aggressive shots that go past and land up to right here. If you get to here, then you're potentially looking at an eagle. Otherwise, for most players, this is going to be where their second shot lands. And so then you'll see shots that go hyzer out over this tree on the right, or maybe some forehands that go high. But similarly to all of these like little link style holes we've seen, the basket being so close to out of bounds really makes you challenge your approach. Like, how close do you want your putt to be? The closer you do, the more you're challenging this out of bounds line that's around 20 feet from the basket. So it's certainly a tricky hole, but for most players of this skill level, then they're just going hyzer, and then going to make a putt.
Yeah, looks like they got a pretty strong tailwind here, and I guess this is the part where Zach can take his limiters off and
absolutely
just full send bomb.
Well, and so to get to where I'm standing in the distance, you can see me standing on that OB island. To clear my head is around 475. It's downhill a little bit, but I mean, guys like Zach can just go flat to hyzer and still clear that. So we'll see who he's looking at.
And it flipped up a hair, and yeah, we see it's so far it maxed out the zoom.
Oh, well, and also I never even saw it. You can see me turn my head there. I never had any idea where it was. Well, because I didn't think for a second. Okay, he's just going high zero. Okay, I'm good. Like he's gonna land in front of me, and then like he lands even with me to my right. It's like he just threw it 450 just simply. It's so frustrating.
It's gonna back up a little bit here.
Yeah, exactly.
Be an awesome way to die. Just I was 500 feet from the tee. Like, yeah, well, Zach threw. Mason going a little more controlled here.
Yeah, just a simple hyzer, probably 350, 375. And that's all you need. Like, you just need, like, around 2 or 3, like a 400-foot shots, just 3 of them. And then you're getting
considering that they are neck and neck, it's the smart move by Mason. He's like, okay, Zach went OB. I need to take my strokes.
Zach was the win dummy.
Yeah.
That, you need one, especially playing out here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Not an ideal lefty hole. Although, if you snake, because this little part here does snake.
Yeah, it's so Guthrie's in a position right now where he probably is likely to go over that left side out of bounds, and it kind of cuts the hole in half a little bit. Like, so we'll see how he approaches it, but maybe that's the play, is just to throw into that gap left of that big ugly tree in the end, and then he takes off a lot of distance. So it makes it a little more challenging, but if it can work, then he's making the hole a lot shorter.
Speaking of challenging, this is going to be an interesting throw too, because you can't overthrow because you're looking at OB.
Right.
So you got to throw it just hard enough to ease into the turn, which is exactly what Fredy did.
Yeah, so he'll be looking at either a forehand or that hyzer over the big tree. Mason with a similar spot from Fredy.
It doesn't look like he's eyeing the tree. Looks like he's going to try to go around.
Oh, I really think it's
Ooh, he had
gripped it a little bit. We'll see if it's too long.
Yeah, that's OB today.
Oh, well,
yeah, just barely
this is the hole
long.
you should have died on, Darren. You realize that?
Yeah, no doubt. There's more than one time during this round that I was concerned for my well-being, to be honest with you. And yeah, Guthrie is going for this left side.
As a lefty, it's the smart move. He can
As
get
long as
enough
gets inside
sauce
that
on it.
tree, ooh.
Yeah, and he's in bounds.
But yeah, no, he's cut off probably 100 feet from where the normal landing zone is. So he'll have around a 300-foot shot probably or so into the green, which is a big advantage.
Is that going to go over the trees? Looks like.
I'm fairly confident that Zach threw Luna on this shot.
Yeah.
And he's got 100 feet for his birdie after going out of bounds. So if he stays in bounds, then he's got that much for eagle. So yeah, it definitely. And that also reinforces how important it is to get over that left side, how much the shorter the hole is.
Fredy goes over those
Fredy
trees.
took the Simon line.
Yeah.
Oh, a little too much hyzer on it, though. He's got a very long putt.
To get parked on this hole, you got to throw it way, way farther right than you're comfortable with.
Yeah, you're blind, though, so he probably thought that. He's like, I've threw it really wide. Like, you got to throw it entirely wide, and too wide.
And again,
yeah, this is the safer play because Mason going forehand here, he's going to stay in bounds for most of the flight, whereas Freddy's was out of bounds for most of the flight. So it's a risk reward type situation. You know, if Mason skips out of bounds here, he's going to have a 15-footer for par, or you can just throw this little forehand and then have 35 feet or so for his birdie. So well, actually he went out of bounds there, so he's putting for par there. But anyway, that's I think that's the thought process is a shot that stays in bounds for most of the flight versus being out of bounds for most of the flight.
Ooh.
Oh, Guthrie. I think this was his best chance at birdie we've seen in a little while. And I don't know if he slipped or the disc slipped out of his hand or what, but he's going to be looking at bogey here at best.
Yeah, bogey in a par 5. That's, as a human being, that's respectable.
Yeah, and this hole played about 3/4 of a stroke over par, so bogey's fairly
no.
Pushes it a little long. Rough. 2 compounds the mistake.
That looked
Oh my goodness.
The camera angles play with your eyes. That looked great.
For Zach to go OB, Luna, make birdie would have been ridiculous.
Dude, what these pros do with Lunas is nothing but like magic. Because mine doesn't do that.
Mason to save his par.
He's been pretty deadly from this range.
Yeah, he's been solid.
And I jinxed him on it.
You got him.
Yep.
Little wide. There you go, Guthrie. Man, but have 2 really solid shots to put himself looking at birdie and then walk away with a double is definitely tough for Guthrie there.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it during the preview. I mean, the basket placement is very tactical in that it demands very, very, very fine finesse because OB is just begging to get thrown into.
Right.
Respectable par, a very impressive par, frankly, from Zachary.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mentioned earlier, this is the only hole in the course that is one that, like, if there's a gimme birdie anywhere, it's this one. It's 241 feet, just a little forehand. This is one you got to get. Definitely playing as the easiest hole in the course at 2.21. So
all right.
no bogeys on the entire field. And 19 birdies out of 24. So this is one for sure that all these guys are looking to get a putt on, if not, maybe even less than a putt, like a 5-footer or so.
Yeah, this hole seems like a gift from the course designer. He's like, guys, we're being pretty mean to the players. We got to give them something.
And sometimes a hole like this on this course makes me scared because every time I've seen like a gimme hole, the next one's brutal.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, look, you just threw a par 5. Here you go.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Oh, in a roll? What's it doing?
That's fine. Yeah, he's got 15 feet or so. But probably the worst part of this kind of hole, though, is that, like, you've just been through the gauntlet. You just like through a bunch of really tough holes, just got off a par 5. You walk up to this one, and if you don't get birdie here, then now you're just tilted.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
you're just
If you want
so
something
mad
to
at
break your
yourself.
spirit,
Exactly.
getting a bogey on this hole would just shatter any kind of mental stability you have. And yeah,
There you go,
Mason,
Mason.
like within 5 feet, 6 feet.
That's what you want. Just don't even think about it. Just walk up, drop it in, get your birdie.
This is a lefty's dream.
Absolutely.
So did y'all get a chance to play any of the holes on the course?
We
while you were
did
there?
not. We
Absolutely
would,
not. You kidding
we
me? I was
previewed.
dying.
Yeah, we scouted the hole to get our footage. We covered the hole. We were
And
we
then
were
I
tired.
slept the whole way home while I was driving.
While you were driving.
Yeah, I grabbed about 4 or 5 Red Bulls after this, and my hams and my glutes were all very, very tender for the next few days.
Oh my gosh.
I think I counted. We looked in the car because we have our smartwatches. 18,000 steps that day.
Yeah, 8.5 miles, I think. And those are disc golf freaking course miles too. It's not just like your
With
little mall
elevation
walking miles.
change. Yeah,
Yeah.
big
There
putt
you go, Zach.
from Zachary. I love it.
There we go.
Nice work.
Shout out to Adam Case in the background, owner of the ranch. I don't know if y'all ever been out to the ranch.
I have been
but
to the ranch once. That
about an
is
hour from this
We got to
place.
cover an event there.
Oh my gosh.
The ranch is gorgeous. Oh, no.
Fredy.
Yeah, you needed that.
Maybe
one,
maybe that roll.
God
didn't
bless.
help him. Yeah. Yeah, if Fredy makes, he's probably had 5 or so misses from around that distance so far this round. So like, he could easily be in the tournament right now with some cleanup of his putting. There's been other problems, but I think that like he would probably say himself that putting definitely killed him, at least on the front 9 and even to here. So
for sure.
we are through 12 holes.
We got a tied game.
Yeah, we are tied at the top. Zach and Mason tied at 7 under. Kyle Barnhouse is still playing well at 5 under, and here comes Charlie Moore, 6 under
Charlie.
through 12. Yeah, really, really nice shooting from him. He's also entered into the picture. So we've got 4 players that are challenging this tournament at this point. Zach and Mason tied at the top, so it's going to be exciting as we come into the final stretch. Now on to hole 13. This one is, for most players, just anything left to right. You can throw a forehand over the top, forehand through this gap, or to the gap right of this tree, probably more likely. And you're going to look for something that probably really fast overstable because it needs to flare. After you get to the gap, you got around probably 50 feet to move right. So we'll see what these guys do. Zach, I think he's going to look for this high forehand, which, most players don't have the power for this. But if you do, then you just take the gap out of play and just see where it lands.
Yeah, I was not prepared for that throw.
Yeah, there it is going in. Yeah, it's not
And
bad.
There's the
40
basket.
feet. Yeah,
God, the control to do that is just insane.
yeah. Mason looking for that low gap. For the most part, I think that for these guys, if you just throw around a 315-foot forehand with a fast disc, it's going to skip right enough. You don't have to have the 350 power. You just need to throw it low and flat and let the disc do the rest of the work.
Oh, a little
and
high.
That's not quite low enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very low ceiling, so that's going to be.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that's understandable.
He'll be fine though. He's got like 100 feet for his par. No problem. Guthrie also looking to the sky.
Well, again, a little lefty advantage here.
Yep. This going to his favorite boss, it looks like again.
Real high, and I like it a lot.
There it
Sneak
comes
through.
in.
Just no trees.
Oh,
That's still good. That's very
Yeah.
solid.
You have a long look. Fredy's going high right side.
High risk. I love it. Oh no!
Oh, this is a
turned
cool
it.
play. He's going
He's
for
gonna
like a
stall out.
stall shot. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Freddie's a showman.
Oh,
I
that's
will give
great.
him that. He's a showman.
Yeah. He's got like 35 feet.
Oh my god! How do you muscle memory know that? That is insane.
definitely a shot he's practiced. Definitely a shot he's probably worked on over the years. So that's nice.
Yeah, forget a Simon line. I'm calling that Fredy line.
Ooh.
That was
close.
That was tracking
Mason
for
really
a
ringing
bit.
it up.
Yeah, we got
Guthrie can drain a long one.
That looks good. Very floaty.
Ooh, I thought he
Nice
smashed that
effort.
one.
That's a respectable run.
Sack from a similar distance.
I mean, at this point, yeah, like it becomes the game of how far can you run it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't want to compound too many of those 25 footers coming back.
Oh,
Sack. Nice
more than a
effort, but-
kiss. Yeah, I was making out with those chains.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is you don't want to have those 25 footers for par on the way back. You want to have those 25 footers for birdie on the way in,
Very
because
true.
then if you miss those par putts, then now you're losing strokes, and so it's one of those things. Of course, you want to put pressure and you want to make the long ones, but you don't want to put yourself too much pressure when you're coming back. So
For sure.
Mason from around 15 feet, save his par, no problem, drops it in. And this hole is an interesting one in terms of scoring separation. Only 3 birdies on the field, but also only 2 bogeys. The rest pars. So certainly one that it takes a really good shot to get a birdie on, and most of the field just taking pars. So no problem from our card, all pars here. Moving on to hole 14. This one takes a very specific shot. So most players going to go right over this little stump here with something medium to overstable, probably a mid-range, maybe an overstable fairway driver, and just looking to get skips as they move along this fairway here. The low ceiling off the tee requires you throw something low. Again, and then you're just looking to move left, continue to move left until you get to this green. It's a fairly simple shot, but not necessarily easy. Nothing like the hole 12 from earlier.
What is he eyeing?
Oh, here we go.
And of course, I say all that, and then Zach
and then
looking for the sky
disregard it
again.
because Zach is doing something insane.
This is what we came
See
for.
What is he doing?
He's being Zach.
That's not even a real shot.
That would be me throwing a tantrum like after a round. There's no way
And
you were
no.
preprepared for that.
No chance.
And
No,
there's the basket.
Darren was
Yeah,
about to be
he's-
that guy that Eagle hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got to get Darren a helmet when Zach plays.
He's got 25 feet, so again, probably a shot he's practiced, but that is just maddening that he just 100 foot in the sky.
Oh, what a tournament! I love it.
Yeah,
Mason
really nice
going
work.
the sensible route.
Every tournament needs a Mason, because you got people like Zach that are just like breaking the holes, and then you can just count on someone like Mason. Just be like, okay,
I'm gonna
I
do
see what you wanted me to do, and I'll
the
do
regular.
it well.
Yeah.
I think Guthrie's going for like a turnover shot. That's kind of cool.
He's got enough power to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at that. Easy. It's very turned.
Didn't quite get a high enough.
Oh, I got snagged.
Yeah, I think that if just a little more height, then it would have time to turn.
It's a
It was
tough.
Fredy with that same
Yeah, this is
Frio.
opposite of a lefty advantage hole.
Fredy was quite proud of this disc. He's a nice little Pikachu stamp on it. Pretty
It is
sick.
hype. That's really cool. Shout out. I like when you disc jocks. The disc golfers are jocks. I like when they can be nerds like me.
Oh yeah.
Didn't quite get it.
Mason
Flat
had a
enough.
DVZ disc in his bag. I don't know if he brought it
Yeah,
out.
Goku, I
It's a
think.
glow Mustang. He's got a glow Mustang and a glow Bullet.
That's
I love it.
Or he's got a little mini Goku.
I love it. That's about what you want.
Yeah, no problem. Guthrie get his par there.
He also has a sweet Gengar. die.
No, oh, nice.
Oof, not great footing.
Yeah, that's no problem. He's got like 80 feet, so
I'm not sure what Freddie's move is for long putts, though. I don't know if he's a stepper or a jumper. I think he's a jumper. Either way, he doesn't get to do either.
Yeah, can't do it now.
wow.
That was really good, though.
I mean, that was just a
log
flat
out of his
footer.
way. Yeah, he might have made that. And it's putts like these where it's going to really help break the tie because it's going on. We got
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got Alexis and Valerie right behind him. I guess shout out. I think at the time of filming, that was Mason and Val's anniversary, correct?
Anniversary, correct.
Good for them.
2 years.
Oh, that looked good.
Well, and also I think he said that like a few days before this was his birthday.
The day before.
The day
I think.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
Very busy.
He said the two best days of his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Zach
Lucky Ace
gets
Open and his
birdie.
anniversary. Respect, Mason.
That's just so dumb that Zach birdies that hole that way.
You're mad at him for breaking the hole. It's not.
mean,
Is
it's-
it breaking? That's like that is brute forcing. That's you didn't pick the lock. You ripped the lock off the door.
Zach's definitely the kid that had the game genie. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but more importantly, Zach taking a stroke on Mason, and he's now in the lead for the first time in the event. 3 under to the back 9, and he's making a charge for the win here.
For sure. Oh man, this is invigorating. Now I know what's gonna happen.
I'm so glad you guys came out for this because this is definitely something that I wanted to see on camera.
For sure.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
this like just boxing match between these two players.
Touring pros.
Yeah.
These guys are touring
Yeah.
pros. Yeah.
So on to hole 15. Back into the woods for this par 4. So this is a really tricky gap. The gap continues basically for around 250 to 300 feet. And then after that, then kind of went a slight dogleg left, but the trees don't stop. As you get to right around here is when the fairway starts to change, and then you can see the green right in the distance. But right here, as we're flying over, is a creek that separates the two fairways. So any drives that get a little too much effort on them can go into the out of bounds creek. As long as you throw a mid-range, something slow, then you'll be fine. And then you just got a pitch up to the green from here. It's certainly not an easy hole. The gap off the tee is the important shot. If you get through the gap, then you should be okay. But yeah, we'll see how these guys approach it. I think most of them are probably going to go mid-range just to avoid going too far left,
Yeah.
too far into the creek.
It's a gap that demands being pured because you got to get a peek. Got to get a peek at the end of it.
That looks great.
And
That was
that's
beautiful.
exactly what you want.
Yeah. Really nice. You'll have
Taking a look at where
pretty much
next throw
ideal
goes. Yeah.
from where Zach was. Oh,
Take a
let's
look
run
at it
back
from
a little bit.
slow-mo.
Oh,
Just
beauty.
perfect nose angle, perfect height too, because that ceiling is not super high.
Literally never had a chance to hit any tree. Just straight down the middle of the fairway. Gets a nice little counter skip off that tree and right where you want to be. He's going to be in great shape for his birdie.
See if Mason can follow it up. Is that the
There's that
dragon?
Goku
Oh, there it
disc.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
Let's see if you can Kamehameha this one down the pipe. Let's go. Sending you my spirit, Mason. That's looking really good. And he got it to
little
flip a hair.
turn.
Yeah.
Look at that. The battle of the smoothie kings here. Look at these
And
guys.
they're virtually within 5 feet.
Oh, run it back again.
I could watch Mason and Zach just throw all day.
Absolutely. It was just a same shot, though. I mean, very similar, just never had a chance of hitting any trees. Just nice little hyzer flip, turns, and get some ground play. They're going to be in great shape for their birdie. Really nice. This gap is way bigger than they made it look, by the way. Or, sorry, way smaller than they made it look. Excuse me.
Can you imagine what's going on in Guthrie's head? Is like, I have to pure this gap. I have to.
And this gap's got to be way harder for a lefty, too, because this early tree on the right, he's trying to throw something, a hyzer flip that doesn't hit this first tree. Right there.
Oh,
And he does it
Beautiful.
perfectly. And
Also,
it's
hear that
turning
freaking,
even.
hear that
Oh, yeah.
rip. Did he get more? He got more distance than them too.
And but I don't know if it's actually good though. In terms of like the more distance. It's just perfect though. Look at this hyzer flip to flat, maybe turning a little bit as well.
And
This-
especially as a
again,
lefty,
Darren's
that's
right.
best
Yeah,
case.
it just kind of finished a little bit too much than what you want on this hole.
Yeah, like now
Little-
you're here and you
yeah, I
can
guess a
kind
little
of see those
deeper.
trees. He's gonna have a trickier approach, but I mean you can't be complaining about that. Like
yeah,
you pured the gap,
Not at all.
and you maybe threw it 30 feet farther than you wanted to. So I
For
mean
sure.
he's not mad about that at all.
Fredy gets
And
and the little
another
drop too stopped it from hitting the ceiling. Oh, but he goes even further and deeper. Oh, is he in? Stay
Oh,
in, stay in,
wow.
please.
That's perfect.
really nice.
There you go.
Oh, nice little 4 for 4 replays from the catch cam. Nice.
And Darren, the disc is just heading towards Darren's face, and then it changes last second into being perfectly placed for his approach.
Look at that angle.
Yeah, he's going to have that big gap you can see there to be able to get him down for his birdie. this hole, there's no way this hole played so easy for any other card. Like these have got to be 4 of the best drives that we're throwing in MPO. Goku disc again.
How is he
Low
doing
enough.
that? You said it's a Bobcat, right, Jay?
No, the Goku, I believe this is Mustang.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, the Bobcat's
has
really
he
stable.
has it in a Mustang and a Bullet.
Okay.
Little high. Oh, it's dropping though. He'd be fine. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's been getting
This hole played about a quarter of a stroke over par. So, and which makes sense because we never got to see it, but I assume the rough on this hole is just terrible.
Yeah, those kicks are just gonna send you in the worst place.
Yeah, he got a little lucky there, I think, but he's got a nice looking birdie.
Luck don't show up on the scorecard.
Very true.
Looking to the
Is
sky.
Fredy gonna
What
go
are we
up?
doing here?
Yeah, he's going up. He's got to really send it though, if he wants to clear those top. Nope. And then
Oh,
he's,
nope.
Oh, psych.
Okay, so
Wow.
Fredy does this a lot, all right? You know, I'm going to call him out because, like, I know he does it to mess with people.
Mm-hmm.
He'll start aiming like he's going to go over the top and then just go straight down
He's
the
a
middle.
cameraman's nightmare.
I think he likes
Or like
doing
that roller thing from earlier when we're like 3 seconds later threw a 4 and he was never throwing a roller. He knew that. Guthrie, just low.
man. We were talking during his play. That's what happened.
My bad. And
There
a
you go,
great
Fredy.
putt. There you go. Well earned birdie. Yeah, he took this hole.
Yeah, I mean, to have 4 birdie looks in this hole is very impressive from our card. Whether or not we get 4 birdies, but, I mean, just to have 4 birdie looks is nice. Zach drains one again, continuing the solid back 9, 4 under so far.
Mason's got to make this putt.
Yeah, gotta continue to apply the pressure.
What a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see the leaderboard here shortly to see how those chase card guys are doing because Mason and Zach having a few good couple of holes. We'll see if they're continuing to apply pressure as well. Let's see here. So Kyle and Charlie still having good rounds, but Zach
They're
and Mason
separated, yeah.
separated. I think at this point in time it's a 2-horse race. You know, Kyle and Charlie definitely playing solid, but at this point in time they're playing for third with Matthew and Fredy. So let's see how it plays out. We've got going back out into the open here for the last 3 holes, and we'll see how Zach and Mason decide to attack. But it's gonna be fun to watch. So again, back out into the open, hole 16. This is 677 feet. Similar hole to what we've seen so far. Just get inbounds off the tee box, and then you can attack the green after that. So you got OB right, OB left, and then just kind of a slow, like slight dog leg. So any shots to around here or so are around 350-foot shots, and you'll be in good shape for your birdie. Anything past this is great.
A little more
think you could
generous
see
for the OB on this one. He is a
Absolutely,
little
yeah,
wider
and-
than out in the open than it has been.
Right, absolutely, and there's no split in the fairways, so anything inside the stakes is going to be in bounds. Anything to around here is going to be in really good shape. You could see some guys go really aggressive and try to get to here. Otherwise, it's just two simple shots: 350-foot shot, 300-foot shot. Get your birdie, move on to the tougher 2 holes to finish.
Again, on the front 9, I know I shouted out Justin Davis. I'm going to do it again here because as you can see, all the hard work that's put in. It is a TD's dream to come out here and just see all this stuff tournament ready
It's all flagged up
every
and
single
stuff.
time you come out here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier whenever you don't have to put flags or spray paint. It's all ready for you. Just show up and run the tournament.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful course. So shout out, man.
Oh,
Oh
Zach's
no!
turned
Don't
over?
turn it.
I think Zach may have been getting aggressive there and got a bit too aggressive, and he's out of bounds. So doors wide open for Mason.
Yeah, Mason's got to make the smart play. Just go simple. Just throw it. Just throw it
I
straight.
mean, okay, but let's be honest. He was never going to do anything other than that.
I
mean-
don't
I mean,
think of
he
Mason as the
just-
crazy man, the crazy lines.
He's just going to throw the smart shot and get in bounds. I mean, but maybe if he had to, he would. But Mason's he's a steady engine. He's just going to keep trucking along, and we'll see where he finishes. But little low.
Wow.
Maybe
Yeah.
Mason was getting aggressive.
Well, it's worth noting the tee pad is low. Like you have
Yeah,
to.
that's
It's a
true.
slight little elevation, but it's enough to screw up your screw up your line. It's a little elevation change you see there. And Fredy looks like he's
good
going a bit
commitment from
wide,
Fredy.
which is what you want to finish there. Great throw.
Yeah, just overstable, just hammer on it and let it come back. Let's see. Maybe Guthrie going with boss again. Yeah.
Looks like he's aiming for a hyzer. Yeah, he sends it wide
That's
left.
fine. No problem.
And bloop,
Throw it out there
right
and-
about where Fredy ended up.
This hole is birdied on the second shot. I don't think the first shot is really all that important as long as you stay in bounds.
True, as headwind starts to kick in.
Yeah. This is a tough shot, though.
I guess the mile marker is that tree
Absolutely
out
out
in
in
the
the distance. Yeah.
I think you want to be inside of it.
This better be overstable.
Yeah, right. I see if its stability kicks it in.
Yeah, nice skip. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot. He's got
Or
like
go outside the
25 or 30
tree and
feet.
yeah, and close to the basket.
Again, the two trees in the fairway are just
Yeah.
so perfectly placed.
I think this is justice again. And just hammers on it.
Wow.
Looks great.
And the tree eats it too.
A little short, but around the same distance as Mason. Just right next to that tree.
What a shootout. Holy cow.
And yeah, I mean, at this point in time, you know, Zach putting for par, Mason putting for birdie. So if Zach is, I think probably Zach's further out. So we'll see how they play this. But it definitely is looking that, you know, if Zach can make his putt, then we're going to be coming in tied in the next hole, which is going to be sick. Let's see.
That looks
Guthrie
a bit high and wide. Spike it down. Spike.
didn't quite get enough on that one.
Yeah, and he's behind the tree.
Yeah.
It looks like some of the players that we had were on live scoring and saw that there was a battle going on.
Yeah,
So
they're like, we
starting
gotta see.
Starting to see the gallery pick up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Dude from the Matrix.
Great shot, Fredy.
Oh,
Neo's
there
fighting.
you go,
Morpheus is
Fredy.
fighting Neo. Everyone starts pouring out. They want to see it. They want to see a dog fight.
Come on.
Good blind putt.
Yeah, nice putt from Guthrie. Yeah, here we go.
And this is where it really separates this.
He's got to make this one, knowing where Mason's at.
Yeah, knowing the kind of putter Mason is for sure too. No, Mason has missed a few.
Ooh,
Great putt. Woo.
It looks right out of his hand, but nice, drains it. Huge putt.
It
a
did
different
look a
angle
little
here.
right, didn't it?
Yeah, he threw it low enough that it was able to slam into
Yeah.
the back of the cage part.
Now pressure swaps. You know, Mason sees Zach make that big putt, and he's got to make this one to get back to tied. Easy. Oh, a little
yeah,
high.
a little bit. But what are you gonna do from that distance? I mean, look at that.
Those are nervy putts. Those are not like, I mean, that's probably 28 feet or so for Mason, and I mean, certainly a nervy putt. Nice job from Fredy going back to back. And then Guthrie tapping out his par. So we are tied with 2 holes to play. Exciting stuff. On to hole 17. This is like hole 10, but the bigger brother. You know, you got 360 feet downhill, and the green's a little smaller. So certainly this can be a tournament decider. If you don't get in bounds here, there is a drop zone from around 60 feet to save your par. If you get in bounds, then you'll probably have a good look at birdie. Definitely a nervy tee shot, though. It's only about 60 feet in terms of total distance. You know, I guess we'll call it diameter. So certainly a tough island to hit. And late in the round, and if you're tied, then yeah, you're spooked here. So let's see how Mason attacks it.
How far was that basket, you think, from the OB behind it?
15, 20 feet maybe. It's similar, you know, like it's kind of been like the theme, like the basket being real close to out of bounds.
You really got to thread the needle on this one because obviously
that's-
you want to place it as close as you can, but
Oh, it's
everything
come
is on the line here.
Swing.
Whew.
That swings back in
That's
time.
good. He'll
He's-
take that.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
sure he would have loved to have been
similar
closer,
putt.
but like
Yeah,
I said,
that's-
it's just so flirty with the OB behind it.
It's a tester.
Here goes Fredy again, faking out the forehand just to throw
Yeah.
a simple backhand.
Making
This
the
guy.
catch cam guy freak out. Yep. That looks really good.
There you go, Fredy. Nice work.
Great.
Too late.
I'm surprised this is now 2 out of 4 going backhand here, just because this early tree on the right, like, I mean, you could easily hit this early tree and just have no chance, but I mean, I guess, when you got so much control, then it works, but I'm surprised not to see more forehands out of these guys. This right here, this little clump right here on the right.
That's true. I think the wind's kind of settled down here a bit, so.
Yeah. This maybe. Okay, checks up enough. So he'll have. I think Zach will be putting first again from about the same distance. So we'll see. And it's getting spicy.
For sure, yeah. Like I said, this is getting settled on the green. Who can drill these putts?
Absolutely.
That looks wide. Is the hyzer angle correct?
Yeah,
I'll take it. Yeah.
Nice from Guthrie. 4 for 4 on the green. Nice work from our card. Okay, Zach. I think he's got like 40 feet. Maybe. Yeah, that's probably about right. 40 feet.
With OB just right behind it. So if you send it, I mean, you're going to miss it or go OB. Or you're going to make it or go OB.
Absolutely. And Mason's probably 25 feet. So it's a must make.
Dang.
Just centers it. Yeah, he knows how important that was. Let's watch that one again.
It was kind of high, but I mean, that's the
a little high, but right on the pole. I mean, that's a committed putt. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Lose? Yeah, just throw it in. That's the only way you're going to take the lead. You're not going to throw it OB. You're going to throw it in the basket.
But it's just so clutch. Like, 2 back-to-back putts that are just must makes and just drains them.
Yeah, pressure goes to Mason. You can really see the distance
Absolutely.
there. He's got a little more favorable for the OB behind him, though, or behind the basket.
Right. Big putt.
He drills it. Let's go.
Big putt.
That's huge.
There's so much pressure between these two, but they're also two of sincerely nice dudes that I'm sure they're still rooting for the other.
Wow.
Just barely over the cage. Wow. Huge from Mason, though. Man, if you stuck around to this point, I'm glad you did, because this is awesome.
I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this. We're going into 18.
18's tied
All
up.
tied up.
And 18's no easy hole.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Good finish.
Yeah, and Fredy also, no slouch, 3 for 3. Nice little turkey to finish his round so far.
Yeah, he mentioned that he was a little too late, but it's a great strong finish because this really is a fight for third.
But here we are, the finisher. Hole 18, nice tree on the right side, kind of forcing some low shots on the right. If not, then you can just throw a forehand out over the left side OB. You've got right side out of bounds that probably doesn't come into play for most unless you're throwing some sort of roller or turnover shot. But probably the left side OB is the more relevant one. And then the second shot is another uphill shot. This is a 750-foot hole, so you need 2 full shots to get up to the green. And then you kind of get to see a view of the property with the nice little tractor in the background, the big van. It just kind of shows you where we're at.
They have a driving. You see the gentleman to the right. That's a driving range. You can warm up with full drives
with all turf tee pads as well. So shout out to Justin again. I know I keep
absolutely.
Turkey
I just
Ridge
really want to show
course,
this place is beautiful. It's a hidden gem. I would love to see more big tournaments come out this way.
Absolutely.
There's the basket.
And again, look behind the basket. You got about 20 feet behind, so you gotta be good speed control on your approach. Looks like Mason is gonna go for that low left to right turning his shot with the backhand. To me, I think that forehand makes more sense here, but I know Mason's backhand is just so controlled, so it makes sense for him. Is this his alpha again? One of his alphas, maybe, or no?
It might be. Trying to get a peek at it. We'll figure it out by its flight. Because he managed to turn it.
Nice. Yeah, he'll be in good shape there.
He's
that's probably around a 400-foot shot to the green, but also uphill. So
it's a controlled 400 though, because you got to again thread the needle. Really, the tee pad is obviously where this area starts as wide as it's gonna get. And then as you get near the basket, it just tightens up.
Okay.
And he stayed in. We're good.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Turned
no
over a little
problem.
bit, but there's like Darren said, there's plenty of room on that right side.
Yep. Very shocked to see Zach not going forehand. He's got plenty of power to get down to a good spot.
I think he's trying to be really aggressive here and
Yeah.
bomb it as close as he can and just hope that he can like brute force it.
Ooh,
And look at you, Darren.
flirting with it.
Wow.
If you stood by the pin, he may have like freaking aced it.
Yeah, around 5 feet from the out of bounds line, but honestly ideal because, the closer you are to the out of bounds line, then the shorter the second shot becomes. So I don't know if he was trying to be that close, but he's going to be in good shape for his second. Guthrie,
That's
the
looking
nice,
good.
easy hyzer. And he'll be in good shape for his second as well. Guthrie obviously did not play as good as he had hoped, I think, in the second round, but the back nine is fairly clean. He had the one birdie and then the double, otherwise getting pars. So just that front nine really tore him apart. I think the wind and the trees, maybe also the nerves of the camera, but I think he showed up pretty well for himself on the back nine.
For sure. Shout out my dark horse. I'm proud of you.
Shout out to
That'll be a long
Walmart.
look.
If anything, this is giving you a scale of how hard this course is.
Absolutely.
Because these dudes, 3 out of the 4 dudes are touring pros.
So a lot of it also had to do with the wind. The first day, the wind was
Yeah.
not so much, but today they did deal with it.
There's Freddie's look for going 4 for 4 to finish. And here is the important shot, the most important shot we've seen so far. Mason, again, probably around a 400-foot shot and needs to put it close to apply the pressure.
Looking
looks
good.
great.
It looks clean. Little long.
Short.
That's the
Wait,
tough
what?
part about this hole.
I think he was short, AJ, not long.
Oh yeah, I'm so invested in this right now. I was like, oh, I just said words.
Zach.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
pressure
what you
applied.
want.
He's got like 15 foot.
See if Mason can pull another
Yep.
highlight putt out.
Oh, Guthrie, slow down. Right
Stayed
on
in
the edge. Okay, he
bounds.
stays in bounds. Yeah. It's a good, healthy bid.
Here we go.
So not quite as short as I thought. He's got like 25 feet. maybe?
Don't let the angle deceive you. He's got distance. It's just the position we're at.
Oh man,
Never really had a chance. A little early release.
very uncharacteristic.
Easy, Freddie. Just puts on the mini, drops it in, 4 for 4, no problem.
Great.
And
yeah, great job.
Solid finish.
For as rough at the front nine, he's still able to finish at 4 under for the event. So great shooting from him in the back.
For the
And
win.
that
And
seals it. Zach.
Great round.
6 under back nine. Really nice playing from Zach. And also just like, we've already mentioned it, but super clutch. It came down to the wire.
Came down to the literal last putt.
Absolutely. And that putt on 16 was just huge. For him to be able to drop that in
Good putt.
and apply the pressure on Mason. Really nice playing from Zach.
For sure. Let's see Mason here take this and looks like a little sticker stuck
And also
in his hand there.
this kind of tournament, it's early in the year, and so these guys, at least Mason and Mason and Zach are planning to get on the road and start touring, and so playing solid in these kind of events, gets your tournament, your year started off
ladies
well.
and gentlemen,
So, let's hear from Jay.
your 2025 Lucky Ace Open champion, Zachary Nash.
What's up, Zach? Thank you. Good job, bro. Great event, dude. Yeah, that was amazing course. Yeah, did you like it? I love it.
Zach praising the
Oh,
Turkey
yeah,
Ridge
man.
disc golf course.
That
Definitely show some
is-
love.
Oh man, that's what I was waiting for. As soon as they were done, like I said, I really want to showcase this beautiful property that Justin has blessed us with, and to hear him right away, amazing course. You hear that, what I
For
mean?
sure.
And it is. And these guys are touring pros. You're gonna be playing a pro level course when you go out to
Absolutely.
Turkey Ridge. So solid finish.
8 under, from Zach was 1055 rated. So this
Holy
is,
cow.
that's a pro level round, and that was required to take it down from Mason. And also, don't forget either, we had Mason and Charlie also shooting 5 under. Charlie and Kyle both shooting great rounds to put themselves back onto the leaderboard as well. So what a great event. Really fun. Glad we came down. A really fun course to film. And also coming onto the wire like that, really fun to watch as well.
That's why you love disc golf. You got it. These are the rounds and the tournaments and stuff that you dream about, where it's down to the literal last putt. Can you do it? So yeah, shout out to obviously our first and second. I know Fredy took third. He really bounced back here at the end of the back nine. So yeah, we enjoyed it. Thank you very much, viewer, for tuning into this. We are Player 4 Productions. We got more stuff lined up down the road, so definitely let us know if there's any events or anything you want us to check out. And if you want to be helpful here, because we are a brand new company, we're starting out. If you want to hit that subscribe button, follow us on all the social stuff. It's the numbers that make it easier to pitch to TDs about coming to the event. So if you want to support us, please do the good things by clicking all the happy buttons and stuff, and we'll see you guys next round.